Good morning everyone. So today we will be discussing about that is the composite masonry and the cement concrete masonry. So in the previous slide I have already been discussed about what do you mean by walls, what are the purposes of the walls, what are the classifications of the walls and what are the materials of the construction of the wall. So I have already been discussed about the two materials, that is stones and the bricks. So we can say that the stones that are used in the good masonry should be well seasoned, hard, tough and uniform in texture and should be free from any of the cavities and any of the cracks. So next one, that is bricks. The construction of the bricks units bonded together with mortar is known as brick masonry. And the strength of the brick work mainly depends upon the quality and the strength of the brick and what are the types of the mortar that have been used in the construction of the brick and the method of bonding adopted in the construction. So now we will be reading about that is composite masonry and cement concrete masonry. So in the composite masonry, this means the wall constructed from two or more building materials are termed as composite walls, and combination may be of stone slab in the face work and brick masonry at the backing. So we can say that in the composite wall, the two or more building materials have been constructed or have been combined, and the combination may be of in the front face work that we can use the stone slab, and in the last work or you can say in the backing face we can use the brick masonry. And next one, that is the cement concrete masonry. The cement concrete may be used in the form of precast concrete block, plain concrete slabs or reinforced concrete blocks. Okay. So now we will be discussing about that is partition walls. So here you can see here the images I have already been shown with the partition walls images. This you can see the partition walls images, and I have already been told you partition walls is also known as load bearing walls. What do you mean by partition walls? The partition walls, it may be defined as a wall or division that have been made up of with bricks, glass or other such material and provided for the purpose of dividing one room or the portion of the room from another. It may be of the folding, collapsible or fixed type. Okay. In your houses or in your offices, you have been seen all of the partition walls that have been constructed, and it is made up of bricks, glass or any other type of material, and it is mainly provided for the purpose of dividing the bigger area into smaller portions. Okay. So this is known as partition walls. Then what are the requirements of the good partition walls? Thin in cross section so that maximum floor area can be utilized. So we can say that thin in cross section means the partition walls cross section should be thin so that we can use the maximum floor area can be utilized. It should have the capacity to support the decorative surfaces, and also we can say that the partition wall also it can have the capacity to support the decorative surfaces, and it is constructed from the light, sound, uniform, homogeneous, durable and sound insulated materials. And mainly the partition walls have been constructed from light, sound, uniform, homogeneous, durable and sound insulated materials. Next is the simple in nature, easy and economical in construction, having proper coherence with the type of building structure, offer sufficient resistance against the fire, heat, dampness, white ant or fungus. So we can say that in the partition walls it offers sufficient resistance or it protects against the fire, heat, dampness, white ant or fungus. And this good partition wall is rigid enough to take the vibrations that have been caused due to loads, and it is strong enough to support the sanitary fittings and heavy fixtures. Okay, these are all about the requirements of the good partition walls. So next we will be discussing about the advantages of partition walls. You can see here the images I have been showing here. In the first image, this is the partition wall. It have been divided, the bigger one room that have been divided, and here you can see the second images. It have been divided with one type of a material. Okay, so we will now read about the advantages of partition walls. Advantages of partition walls means it divides the whole area into a number of rooms, light in weight and cheaper in construction, occupy the lesser area, and it is easily constructed in any of the position. So we can say that the whole area, it has been divided into number of rooms, and it is light in weight and it is cheaper in cost of the construction. It occupies the lesser area and it is easily constructed in any of the position. So next we will be reading about, that is the types of the partition walls. So there are 5 types of the partition walls. First is brick partition walls, concrete partition walls, glass partition wall, wooden partition walls, and last one, that is metal partition walls. This you can see here, this is a metal partition. It is one type of the material. Okay, the partition walls have been used. It is known as metal partitions, and it is known as brick partition. Okay, these were images. So now we will be reading one by one. So first is brick partitions. So brick partitions are mainly divided into 3 types. First is plain brick partitions, second one is reinforced brick partition, third one is brick nogging partitions. So in the plain brick partitions, bricks are laid in cement mortar and plastered on both the sides. It cannot take heavy loads and it is constructed from the plain bricks. So in the plain brick partition, mainly the bricks are made up of with cement mortar and it is plastered on both the sides, and it cannot take the heavy loads, and it is mainly constructed of the plain normal bricks. Next one is, that is reinforced brick partition. This reinforced brick partition is more durable and more strength. Reinforcement is in the form of the wire mesh or hoop iron or steel bar is provided. So we can say that this reinforcement brick partition is in the form of the wire mesh or hoop iron or any of our steel bars. It have been provided in the brick. Okay. So last one, that is brick nogging partition. So in the brick nogging partition, this wall mainly consists of the brickwork built up within a framework of the wooden members, and the brick partition is the fire resistant and soundproof. So we can say that the brick nogging partition wall mainly consists of the brickwork built up of within the framework of the wooden members, and this brick partition is of the fire resistant and soundproof. Okay, so now we'll be discussing about, that is concrete partitions. You have all been seen in our houses, mainly the partition wall have been used or have been made up of concrete. It can be either of precast or cast in situ. Special concrete posts are used for the construction of precast concrete partition walls. So we can say that the concrete partitions, it can be of the precast or cast in situ, and the special concrete posts are used for the construction of the precast concrete partition walls. Okay, so next one we'll be reading about, that is glass partition. Here you can see here the images I have been showing here. This is the concrete partition. Okay, and this is the glass partition. You can see here this is the glass partition. Okay, glass partitions means it provides good aesthetics and allow light. They are damp, sound and heat proof, easy to clean and maintain. Sheets of the glasses are fixed in the framework of the wooden or the metal. As all of have been seen in our, mainly in our offices, the glass partitions have been constructed. It mainly provides with the good aesthetics and allow the light. They are damp, sound and the heat proof, and you can see the glass, it is very easy to clean and to maintain, and the sheets of the glasses are fixed within the framework of the wooden, or we can say wood. It is fixed with the material that is of a metal. So next, that is wooden partitions, we will be reading in the next slide. Thank you.